All right, today we're going to be reading chapter 2 of Alvin Ho, and the chapter is called Getting Ready, Getting Gulp Ready for School. If you remember from chapter 1, Alvin does not like school. Here we go. It was the last day of summer vacation, and Calvin and I were in our room getting ready for the first day of school. He was going into the 4th grade, and I was headed into the 2nd grade. Calvin was on the computer, and I was sitting on my bed going over my PDK, Personal Disaster Kit. When you're afraid of everything, it's very important to carry a PDK. It's like a PDF, a personal flotation device, only heavier and with more parts. A PDK begins with the right box. It must not be too big, like a shoebox, or too small, like a Band-Aid tin. A handle on it is good, but a lock is bad on account of it will keep you out when you need to get in. I use a waterproof fly box with compartments, which is just perfect. You can put anything in the PDK, but mostly it should be things that are useful in a disaster, such as, let's see. Here's a little picture of him in his PDK box. I'm not very good at showing pictures, am I? All right, so this is what is in his PDK box. A whistle. If I lose my voice, a whistle is very handy. A 3-leaf clover, because I couldn't find a 4-leaf one. Garlic, for fending off vampires and teachers. Dental floss, handy for trapping, wrapping, tying, and hanging things out of Annabelle's reach. Band-Aids, well, of course, Band-Aids. A magnifying glass for general curiosity, but can also be used to start a fire. A mirror for sending signals in case you can't start a fire. A bandana for preventing smoke inhalation in case you start the fire above, but can also be used as a sling or a tourniquet. A scary mask for keeping girls away, and escape routes. The problem with the PDK is everyone knows it is that they need to be updated every year on account of you never know what you'll need in the next grade. Now, I could read and write without help. I was adding something I needed for a long time, emergency plans. I read them out loud to Calvin. Here's his emergency plan. Man, I'm really bad. So emergency, here's another part. Okay, and then one more part. Oh, there it is. I'm not very good at this. Okay, here we go. How to survive a fire in the school cafeteria. Number 1, lie down. The freshest air is near the floor. Number 2, crawl away from the flames. Number 3, run! And how to meet your new teacher. Number 1, put on a scary mask. Number 2, rub on garlic. Number 3, stay back at least 100 feet. How to survive show and tell. Show something spectacular. Number 2, hold it high. Number 3, turn it around and then listen to all the oohs and ahs. And then take a bow. When I finished reading, it was very important. I was very impressed with my plans, but Calvin was not. That's silly, he said. Calvin is not supposed to use the S word. It is bad. You can't say that, I said. Okay, it's dumb, said Calvin. You're supposed to look at your teacher in the eye, shake her hand, and smile. But that's harder than putting on a scary mask, I said. I'm not good at anything ever since I started school. But Calvin is good at everything. He knows his multiplication tables. Oh, so do you guys. Mostly. He has fantastic ideas for science projects. Most days he can finish his homework without falling asleep. Oh, getting drowsy. And someday he will know something about everything because he's reading the entire encyclopedia online. Calvin, I said, you're going to be the smartest person in the world. That's the whole idea, said Calvin, still reading. He needed to read pretty fast he needed to read pretty fast to give himself a jump start on fourth grade, which is when you have to speed read to get yourself ready for middle school. He was up to the letter D. Did you know that deer sleep only 5 minutes a day? Calvin said. No, I did not, Calvin. Calvin ignored me and continued reading. The elephant is the only mammal that can't jump, he said. Calvin was right. I've seen an elephant fly in a movie, but I've never seen one jump. I need your help to finish my PDK, I said. I've already helped you, Calvin sighed. He did not look up. I need more help, I said. I need emergency plans for making friends. None of the boys at school will play with me. That's because you're weird, said Calvin. I'm not weird, I said. I have so performance anxiety disorder. It's true. I see a therapist for it. That's weird, said Calvin. He skipped ahead to S. You're weird, I said. Did you know that the author William Shakespeare invented more than 1,700 words, including assassination and bump? I shook my head. Stewardess is the longest word you can type with only your left hand, said Calvin. I growled. Calvin stopped. Okay, he said. The first step in making friends is don't talk too much. You need to be quiet. That is the first rule of being a good friend. Oh, I blinked. But I can't talk in school, I cried. That's the problem. Calvin glared at me. Calvin glared at me. Maybe if you didn't use all your words at home, you'd have some to use at school, he said. I glared back. Okay, he said. If I tell you, will you stop bothering me? Okay, I agreed. Ready? Asked Calvin. You better write fast. So I did. I read it twice. Then I read it again. Calvin's rules for making friends. Number 1, say hello. Number 2, just say hello. Number 3, trade baseball cards. Number 4, trade more baseball cards. Number 5, just trade baseball cards. Excuse me. It wasn't perfect, but I put it in my PDK and stopped bothering Alvin. So there is his list for making new friends. So that was a fun chapter. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you answer the question. Bye.